Okay, my name is Robbie Ward. I'm the government and politics reporter with the Daily Journal. I'm joined here in the Lawndale Presbyterian Church kitchen with Mr. James Hull and Mr. Travis Beard. They're the top two vote getters in today's Ward 3 special election to fill the remaining time in former Councilman Jim Newell's term. And we've got both of these candidates here. They agreed to have a joint interview. And, well, just in case people don't know, Mr. Beard had a total of 255 votes, which made up 44.3%. And Mr. Hull received 96 votes, which totaled about 17%. And, well, with the two of you gentlemen here together, tell us, what does it mean to advance in the runoff in 2 weeks?
Well, first of all, I'm honored. I think it's a privilege, and I think I can speak for Mr. Beard too, that we're both honored that we've been able to advance. It's still another challenge. It's 3 weeks, so there's really nothing to celebrate right now except just to have gratitude that we've gotten this far. But I'm honored. I must say that it feels good to be able to continue on in this journey, and we'll just have to see where it goes.
I would go along with James's description of being honored from the sake of being here. But I'm honored just to be running against James Hull because he's a friend of mine. We've been friends for a long time, and we're both want what's best for Tupelo. Yeah. So I'm honored to be here and appreciate everybody who came out to vote. And you know, I'm just guessing about 15% might show up after seeing the article in the paper this morning, and I think it's about 17%. So I think it's pretty good turnout, and would ask everybody to be sure and vote in the next primary.
Well, and for the two of you, you both participated in a candidate forum here at the Lawndale Presbyterian Church a couple of days ago, and you both mentioned thoughts on positions important to the ward, but also the city. But again, if you could remind the viewers out there, for the two of you, what do you see as issues that resonated most with people in Ward 3?
Well, I think what came out of the discussion the other night was building codes and enforcement of building codes. Public transportation was an issue, and just pride in the community, keeping the yards and grass mowed and the lawns looking good, cars off the streets, things like that. Just there was a focus on being proud of Ward 3 and the neighborhood we live in. I think it came out on all 7 candidates that we were all in favor of protecting our community as best we can and being proud of it. That's what came to mind, James.
Yeah, well, along with public transportation and code enforcement, one of the things that I've talked about is housing. I think that Travis will agree that we've walked this district, this ward pretty well. There are a lot of empty houses, and if we can just try to find a way to get families into those houses, assist them with home ownership, and I'm by no means advocating that the city try to take over a housing relocation plan, but public-private partnerships work all the time, and I think that, you know, the two issues that Mr. Beard talked about, which is public transportation and code enforcement, and I think we'll be talking a lot about housing simply because I'm going to be talking about it, and I know Travis is not going to let me talk about it by myself. So those
I'm not going to let you get it. Step up. You know,
exactly right.
I got to try to stay with you.
Yes, exactly.
Well, and the two of you both heard each other in the forum two days ago. When voters go to select between the two of you in 2 weeks,
yeah,
have you thought or have you seen any type of contrast in any type of issue, or what would separate the two of you in an election?
Well, you know, I think we might have a slight difference on public transportation, but I think that as the next 3 weeks go along, I really and truly believe this, even if I were not in the race. I think that I can coax Mr. Beard in getting a little closer to at least exploring the possibility of public transportation. I'm not going to make that an issue in terms of what he said or what his position was on Tuesday night. I think that I happen to believe that good people, first of all, can reasonably agree to disagree, and I think secondly, reasonable-minded men know how to change their minds. I think that's what makes a good, solid man, when he's able to pretty much change his mind. So I think that we pretty much are going to have some agreement on most of these issues when we get 3 weeks down the road.
But I would just say I don't have to change my mind because I don't have a position right now
There you go.
on public transportation. My position is just a lack of knowledge. You know, how much need is there for public transportation, and learning a little more about it. I by no means have my mind made up about whether I'm for or against public transportation. I just want more information.
Yeah.
And I know this might sound a little awkward with the two of you sitting here together facing off in 2 weeks, but you've had just a short period of time to know that you'll advance into the runoff. When you plan to move forward, what's going to be key to each of you to win the runoff?
Well, I think we have to do more of the same that we've been doing for the last 2 weeks. We've got to meet people. We've got to see people that we haven't seen who might have issues that we need to know about. And we got to revisit those that we've already visited to say, hey, I need your help one more time.
I agree 100%. I think that it's just more the same. I think that he and I both, when we close our eyes tonight, we'll tell ourselves we pretty much know what we have to do. We've got to get out there, get face to face with folks. I kind of like retail politics. I really do. I've always loved retail politics, and I think that's what the next 3 weeks are going to bring. And I know, just having seen, I was joking with Mr. Beard right before we came on the air that when I put out my first flyer, my very first door that I went to, his flyer was already there. So that tells me that, he'll joke about being hot and being tired, but he's out there knocking on those doors and meeting people too, and I have no doubt that he's going to continue to do it.
And just real quick, two questions. I know the two of you mentioned this off camera a short moment ago. So in the 7 candidate field for the special election, it seemed to be a very clean, a very friendly race. Do the two of you plan to have a very clean runoff election?
Absolutely. We will have. We may disagree. James said it earlier. If we agree to disagree, it will be peacefully.
Yeah.
I was really impressed at the 7 applicants the other day of the youth and how they represent Tupelo and how they're interested in promoting Tupelo. Really, I'm an older guy, and I've kind of had my say throughout the time, but it's good to see young people coming up who can take the place of people who are in positions now. I was impressed with that the other night.
I don't see any reason why this. In fact, I know not. I know that absolutely, without a doubt, there will be no rancor, no animosity, and no negativism. One of the things I love about this man is my son in Tupelo is he's a playground legend on the basketball court, and that's the truth. Everybody knows my son Josh, and I gotta credit Travis Beard with that, because every evening I would go to pick him up when Josh was at Milam School. First thing I do is walk in, and Mr. Beard would go, "I'm getting on him. I get on him. And I really credit my son's ability to work hard, to play a good game of basketball, and to be a court legend to Travis Beard. So I have nothing but love for the man, and just because we are vying for the same seat, we want to represent the city. We both love the city well, and it's just about both of us just trying to. It's musical chairs. It's musical chairs. There are 2 guys and there's 1 seat.
Okay,
It'll be a friendly competition, and whoever is elected, the one who's not elected, will still be available for input. So we're not losing anybody here in this. If somebody's got to be a winner, and somebody come in second, and so we'll still be here.
And I told you that I had one other question, but as some of you may have found out, I might have always one other question. So
I used to have a mentor, Robbie. I got to tell you, and she used to say, "I need to teach my folks how to count to one."
Right.
Because there's always one more question.
James can deal with it because the preacher's always got one more point, and he makes 3 or 4. So he can deal with it.
Well, the one question here, and then I promise after that it's going to be really smooth sailing.
Okay.
So
you didn't say that was going to be the last question.
So the two of you participated in the candidate forum
Yeah.
here. Do the two of you agree to a debate maybe here at the Lawndale Presbyterian Church before the election, possibly sponsored by the Lee Acres and
I would say yes if there are questions different from the ones we've already addressed. If we have to address the same issues over again, then I think you just reinvent the wheel, and I don't see the importance of that. Of course, I'd be here if we have one. I just think there needs to be different questions if we have another forum.
And I would say yes, with the understanding that there are no questions that attempt to lead us into any kind of adversarial relationship. And I think everybody knows me well enough to know that if that question is posed to me, I'm going to say that's an adversarial question, and I refuse to answer it. But other than that, yeah, I think Mr. Beard and I would love to sit down and put our case before the people. That's what it's all about. I don't think either one of us is going to shy away from that at all.
Well, having heard that, I can guarantee you I can come up with some new questions that would not pitch you in an adversarial role. And the last question, that's very easy. Now that the election has ended, unofficial numbers show that the two of you will advance in the runoff in 2 weeks. Now that you know the outcome tonight, what are your plans now? Mr. Beard?
Well, my plan tomorrow is I'm going to visit my son in Nashville for the weekend. So I'll get back on Monday or Tuesday, and then I'll start campaigning again.
My plan for tomorrow, Friday, is to get up early in the morning and start knocking on doors. My son is being installed as the senior pastor of the First Baptist Church, Waterloo, Iowa. So I'm driving to Waterloo on Saturday morning, and I will spend the day and a half with him and his beautiful family, and I'll be back in revival on Monday night. So, Brother Beard and
I might have to come hear you preach. If it's just driving distance, I may have coming.
So, but I told Travis first thing in the morning I'm out knocking on doors. I most certainly am. I want to do this. I really want to do this. I'm hungry, and I really want to do this well, and I don't mind saying that.
Okay, well, we heard it here. Both candidates are promising a friendly, a clean runoff election focused on the issues, and prior to the election we will plan to host a debate. And with this information, this is Robbie Ward with the Daily Journal. Read tomorrow's edition and we'll have more for you.